Watch out, guys, my wife's gonna drive!
What?
Welcome back to Odd One Out. This is the second video of the night. My wife will be driving this episode. She will be breaking down some statistics. First of all, what's the name of this organization?
So there's a program called Be Smart. Um, Now this video, we're not like it's nothing associated with them, but I have done a training with them, and we're going to use some of their information. Um, but it's an acronym SMART, so it's Be Smart, and it's just um, tips on gun safety, secure storage, things like that. But if you, so we're going to go through some stuff, but if you are interested, want more information, you can go to besmartforkids.org.
Cool.
Um, I didn't know I was
No, I was.
quote unquote driving.
She normally doesn't drive, both like literally and also throughout the videos.
um, but since I am, and since we brought it up, let me just go ahead and tell you what the acronym SMART stands for. So first is, well, the S, first is S, and it stands for storage. So, um, well, it stands for secure, but secure storage. So that could be, I think you had somewhere all the different types, but it can be a simple gun lock. It can be a safe for you to put your gun in. There are many different ways to securely store your guns. It's kind of one of those things you have to, decide what might be best for you. But that is not number one. Secure. Secure your guns. Do not just leave them out and about. Don't just leave them out in your car to where someone can steal them. Don't just leave it out around the house where your kid can get it and start playing with it and accidentally hurt themselves. Even if you think you've hidden it in the closet or hidden it somewhere, kids can find things. Doesn't matter if you hide it, it needs to be secured and then hide it if you want to hide it. Um, so that's S. Anything to add on S? Secure.
No, I mean, I've been in houses before where there were guns just strode all over the place, and then I've been in houses before, like my dad, for example, proud, common sense, responsible gun owner, where you go in their master bedroom and they have two tall safes right next to each other that everything is locked up in there,
Mm-hmm.
and the guns are not loaded; they're
Mm-hmm.
unloaded. So
Yes, that's another important thing too. Have them unloaded, and it's even recommended to have your gun stored one place and your ammunition stored another place. Um, and I know some people have the concern of, well, what if what if someone breaks into my house and I need it quickly or whatever. Um, and so I think that kind of goes with, you're just gonna have to decide what kind of secure storage will work best for you and your needs. But I think it's better to be safe for your children and for your family, um, and figure out a way to securely store your firearm. Since we're talking about that, I'll go ahead and share this statistic. Households that locked both firearms and ammunition were associated with a 78% lower risk of self inflicted firearm injuries and an 85% lower risk of unintentional firearm injuries among children compared to those that locked neither. So, that goes along with what I just mentioned. Don't leave your gun where your kid can find it and accidentally shoot themselves or a friend or a sibling or whoever. Um, Simply securing your gun can decrease that at an 85% rate, um, which I think is a big deal. Um, if half of households with children that contain at least one unlocked gun switched to locking all their guns, 1/3 of youth gun suicides and unintentional deaths could be prevented, saving estimated 251 lives in a single year.
Yeah, if for me to jump in here,
Mm-hmm.
that's on the first one. First of all, an 85% reduction. I mean, it speaks for itself. That's a significant reduction, and that could save a lot of kids' lives. And I know that everybody watching this video, regardless of where you stand, cares about saving kids' lives. And that second one that actually puts the numbers to it. I mean, 251. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's again in the first video I mentioned that guns are not going to go anywhere, and so it's important that with that in mind that we encourage and advocate for smart, responsible gun ownership. We live in a country where we have the Second Amendment. That's it's in our Bill of Rights. So with that being said, it takes responsibility. You shouldn't just be thinking it's no big deal that you've got something that can end somebody's life in your house, especially if you have kids, and especially if like double, especially if your kids have friends that come over. So it's fun to have a gun. It's fun to be able to go to the range and enjoy it, and it's fun just to have it, and it's a peace of mind if you worry about intruders, but. It's also a peace of mind to have it responsibly and safely locked up. And we talk about the
Mm-hmm.
time it takes to get it in the case of a home invasion. Let's say you had two different safes, one for the ammunition and one for the firearms that were separate with different codes or biometric screening. I know that was one of the options in the safes that you could just like have like a fingerprint, so your kid can never get in there because they don't have your fingerprint. Um, it does not take long at all. Even if you do the old school with just like the combination, just go, get out your firearm and then go immediately to your ammunition. I mean, that takes maybe a minute, maybe two tops, versus saving your kid's life, saving your kids' friends' lives. So it's, even if it's just an accident, So I think that that's very important.
Yeah, and I think those statistics show that we really do have a lot of power in this issue. We might not always be able to get our government to do the work and pass laws. Um, and I don't think we're going to get everyone to agree on passing those laws, but we can be smart and safe gun owners and save lives that way. And we can educate people on being safe gun owners and save lives that way. Um, and I don't think that should be controversial. I think if you're going to own a gun, you should want to use it safely, and you shouldn't have a gun if you're not going to be a responsible gun owner. Um, and I think that's the same with. I mean, I don't think we would think. I feel like we think that with cars, you need to drive your car responsibly. I mean, I feel like there's so many other things that we.
Prescription drugs,
Yeah, so like I don't know why it would be any different with guns.
alcohol.
I yeah, be a responsible gun owner and save lives.
Yeah.
Which kind of is a good segue into the next part, which is M. So we're spelling out smart. So SM is for model, which is simply model responsible behavior around firearms.
Yeah, then your kid's gonna grow up doing the same thing too.
Exactly.
Like in the house, they won't have the easy access, but also they'll grow up and one day when they become an adult, be like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom and my dad.
Exactly.
They took this very seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Yes.
just becomes something you do.
Yes. And that something else to point out, um, just with that, Be Smart is not a program for kids. Be Smart is a program for adults to keep kids safe, because the idea behind Be Smart is that it is the responsibility of adults
As it is.
to keep children safe.
Yep, because it is.
So yes, you want to model safe behavior and safe gun use. Um, but it's not a child's responsibility. Um, it's our responsibility as adults to keep them safe. So just something else to add. The A stands for ask. So if your child's going over to someone's house, um, ask, do they have guns? Are they secured? Um, and the kind of, which I mean, it's a simple thing, but I'm sure it can feel uncomfortable. So kind of trying to just make that a normal thing to ask. Um, just like you would ask about anything else before your kid goes to someone's house. So,
Yeah.
anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, it would be safe to ask too. You know, first of all, say you know the parents, and for example, they're a medical marijuana user. You know, and so like that they do that. You could ask, hey, do you have your medical marijuana stowed away safely, like away from where the kids can just easily get it? Or the same with alcohol or prescription drugs. Normalize these kind of questions. It's no different asking about the firearms too. Do you guys have guns? If so, are they stowed away? Are they locked away securely? Kind of question. So you should care about because when your kids go away from your house, they're no longer in your environment. You can't control that, but you can control knowing what's going on at the other house. By asking what's going. Do you have guns? Or are they locked away? Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, by the way, if I sound nasally. Been under the weather, and I feel like I'm getting an allergy attack coming on. So again, so I'm already nasally as it gets, so I'm just adding on to it for y'all.
Then the R stands for recognize. Recognize the role of guns in suicide, which we kind of already touched on in our statistics in the last video. Um, but guns and having access to a gun plays a huge role in suicide and risk for suicide. And I'll actually share this statistic they have on their website. More than 700 children living in America die by gun suicide every year.
It's two a day.
Um, I mean, that's a lot of kids. And the why that's on their website is because these children are getting easy access to a gun that's just in their home, and then taking their own life. Um, and that maybe could have been prevented if the gun was securely stored, um, where they couldn't have gotten access as easy.
You know, whether it be purposeful or whether they just be playing around with it,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. The result's the same.
And then the T for in SMART stands for tell. Tell other people about gun safety, secure storage. Um, I think I think something I've realized, especially living in Oklahoma, is that kind of like I already said, we're not going to get we're not going to get our Republican supermajority here in Oklahoma to make any laws um, for any gun sense laws. But I think that we can teach people and spread the word about gun safety, and we take it into our own hands. So if you watch this, now go tell people, and please go visit besmartforkids.org. There's much more there. This was just a quick overview. Um, I did also want to share another statistic that caught my eye on their website, which is that 3/4 of school shooters acquired their firearm from the home of a parent or close relative. So, again, we're seeing all these mass shootings. No one seems to really want to do anything to solve this issue. But it is in our hands. Secure your guns so that your child doesn't get in a crisis and take the gun and harm themselves or harm other people.
Yeah.
I think we actually, there's a lot that we can do here as the people. We don't need our government to help us solve this issue. We we can take it into our own hands, and like I feel like I'm saying what I've already said, but take it into our own hands, be responsible, teach other people to be responsible.
Yeah. Uh, be responsible for what happens in your household, and whenever things get out of your own household, be responsible for knowing what your kids are up to, who they're hanging out with, where they're going. So, just it takes a lot of responsibility to be a gun owner, and then it takes a lot of responsibility in general to be a parent, even if you're not a gun owner and your kids are going to be around someplace that there will be guns. So,
I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
you're good.
Okay. I did also just want to share because I learned about this resource recently. There's a website, www.bigwaves, like waves, bigwavesinc.org. You can go to this website, put in your just like your address, and they will send one free gun lock per household. You can also purchase, like if you need more than one, you can purchase more, but you can get one for free every household. You can also go to that website and donate to go towards other people's gun locks. So if you need a gun lock, go to that website, get one for free. I also just quickly wanted to share that we're about tomorrow. We are 1 month away from Wear Orange weekend. Um, a month from tomorrow, which is June 5th, is National Gun Violence Awareness Day, and then that Saturday and Sunday is Wear Orange weekend, which is just orange is the color to recognize gun violence and victims and people who have been affected by gun violence. So I would encourage you to look at Moms Demand Action, see if there are any Wear Orange events near you. Something that they're also doing and that we're going to participate in is a Wear Orange porch vigil, which is just for that weekend decorating your porch orange. It can be as simple as making your porch light orange, or you can go all out and decorate in other ways. And then we're also going to plant orange flowers in honor of my loved one that I have lost to gun violence. So I just wanted to share that. If you are looking for a way to take action, look into a Wear Orange event, and also go to besmartforkids.org and learn more stuff and get involved that way. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
Nope. I think you drove us to the destination. You got us there good, and you got us there safely. All right.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. It was a very informative video. I appreciate you sharing the statistics there. And I think our next duo video is going to be over the Oklahoma gubernatorial candidates, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that. Appreciate y'all watching and subscribing. I'm going to go blow my nose.
Oh my God.
Odd one out.
Okay.